Iya, Pink.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam. Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Afternoon.
Okay, so today we are from the fourth group. We would like to present our presentation, which is about PGBL or Project-Based Learning. But it's different with PBL ya, kan? It's almost the term is almost same with PBL, but it's PGBL, Project-Based Learning. So the introduction will be explained by my partner, Kavani, and for the closing section will be explained by my partner, Kak.
Okay, fine. So the introduction, as we know, English teaching today requires innovative methods that go beyond traditional approaches. One method that has gained attention is project-based learning, or PBL or PGBL. Project-based learning is a student-centered approach where learners gain knowledge and skills through exploring real-world projects. This presentation will explain project-based learning in depth, especially how it can be applied in English classroom. So what is PGBL or project-based learning? According to Thomas 2000, project-based learning is a teaching method where students learn through extensive inquiry into complex questions. Bell 2010 emphasizes that project-based learning motivates learners by engaging them in meaningful tasks. Meanwhile, Lerner and Noller 2015 highlight that students work over time to investigate and respond to automated challenges. In short, project-based learning is not just about doing projects after lessons, but it is about learning through projects themselves. And then for the history of PGBL, we begin in the early 90s with progressive education promoted by John Dewey. He emphasized learning by doing, meaning that education should always be connected to real life. Then in 1918, William Hurt Patrick introduced the project method. This was the foundation of PBL, highlighting meaningful and purposeful projects as part of learning. And then moving forward to the mid until 90s, PBL was strengthened by constructivist theories. Piaget argued that knowledge is actively constructed by learners, while Vygotsky emphasized the role of social interaction as building in supporting learning. During the 80s and 90s, PGBL experienced significant expansion, especially in medical, engineering, and professional education. At this stage, there was also a shift from language-based learning to inquiry and problem-solving approaches. Finally, from the 20s until today, PBL has become a global trend. The focus is on 21st century skills such as communication, collaboration, creativity, and critical thinking. It has been widely implemented by international institutions such as the Buck Institute for Education, now known as PBL Works. Project-based learning is grounded in several learning theories. First, constructivism from Piaget and Vygotsky states that students build their own knowledge actively, especially through social interaction. Second, experiential learning from Dewey and Cole explains that students learn best through real experiences. Finally, project-based learning aligns with the 21st century skills framework, which focuses on communication, collaboration, creativity, and critical thinking. There are several main characteristics of project-based learning. It is student
PGBL. Okay. So the first is driving question or problem. So the teacher can start the PGBL method by like give question or problem to the students. Like for the example, how can we introduce our culture to another regions using English? And then after that, project design and planning. The teacher asks the students to design and plan what will they do next for the project. And then the teacher also helps the students to design and plan the project. And then after that, the next step is research and inquiry. After the teacher and students design and plan the project, the teacher will ask the students to do research and inquiry to the project. So it's not like it's not same like the teacher will give you the lesson, explain you the lesson deeply, and then the teacher asks you to do the project in class. No. So the students learning by doing project, not learning and then after that doing project. No, but they are learning through the project itself. Because the students do the project by doing research and inquiry. So not only just for the final text or final set. And then after that, the collaboration and scaffolding. So the students have to collaborate each other when they do the project. And then scaffolding is the students are given scaffolding from the teacher. Like for the example, the teacher gives some provides resources and then being a facilitator to the students while the students doing the project. And then after that, creation of final product. After the students do research and inquiry for their project and they collaborate each other, they will create something for the final product, like maybe creating a poster, video, and then report or presentation. And this project is a long-term project. Not only the project that will be, removed at some time like that. And then next is presentation to audience. After they have their product, they have to present it. How can they make their project until from the very first beginning until the last? They have to explain the process. And then after that, the last is reflection and evaluation. So the teachers have to give assessment by doing evaluation and reflection. For the assessment is like the teacher can give rubric for self-assessment and peer assessment. So in this PGBL, the assessment is complex. It's so difficult to give the assessment to the students because the teacher has to assess many things, like the content of the product, the language skill they use in their product, and while they doing their project. And then after that, the collaboration skill. How can they create good teamwork in the class while doing the project? So many assessments that teacher has to do in the class. Okay, next, so the role of teachers and students. The role of teachers in this GBL is teacher becomes facilitator, guide, and mentor, and also provides scaffolding and resources. But remember that teacher only provide scaffolding and resources, not dominant in the process. So it's still the student will be the center of the project, not the teacher. And then, what is the role of students? The role of student is active learners and problem solvers, and then collaborators and creators, take responsibility for learning and balance between structure and student autonomy. So the student itself must do the project from the very first beginning until the last. And then the next is advantage of PGBL in ELT. there are many advantages that we can get by doing this project. The first one is promote real-world or meaningful language use or contextualized learning. So when the students do the project, they will, have communication with each other. Like, imagine like they solve the problem with their friends in real life context, and then increases motivation and engagement. Like they can collaborate each other with their friends in their group, and they can collect many ideas from the other friends, and also develops learner autonomy and teamwork collaboration. So with PGPL, student can improve their self-regulated learning. Like they have to be they must have learner autonomy in themselves, because the teacher only provides resources and scaffolding. So they have to lead themselves to finish the project. And then develop 21st century skills. Like as we know 21st century skills, you know term 4C? Do you know? Yeah. Collaboration, creativity, critical thinking, and communication. Yeah. That's 4C, or skills that you must have in 21st century skills. So in this PGPL, you can improve 4C or that 4 skills by doing this PGPL. And then enhances critical thinking and creativity. By doing this PGPL, we can share ideas with our friends, and then we can solve the problems. And it will improve our critical thinking and creativity. And then it integrates 4 skills, which are listening, speaking, reading, and writing naturally. So while doing the project, we have to use English language fully. Like when we discuss with our friends about the project, we have to speak English. And when we listen to our friend idea or our friend opinion, listen to the explanation, the teacher explanation, it will improve our listening too. And then reading and writing, while the students read resources and look for many references, it will improve for English skills that we have. And then the last is promotes lifelong learning skills. Because they create product, they can more know about how to make project in their real life, because they have trained it in the class. And the next is challenges and limitations. So the PGPL has many advantages, but also every method will have strength and weakness. So there isn't a method which is very, very good without weakness. No, there isn't a method like that. PGPL also have challenges and limitations. The first one is time-consuming planning and implementation. So when we want to do PGPL, when we want to implement PGPL, we have to spend more time to do it. Like they have to plan the lesson plan and implement PGPL in the class. They need more time to do it, because students must do research and inquiry. So when we do research and inquiry, imagine we need more time to do it, because we have to think clearly, practically, and critically. So it needs more time. So when you want to implement it for 2 meetings, you plan, like for the example, this descriptive text is only for 2 meetings. But if you implement it with PGPL, maybe it will take 4 meetings, more than 2 meetings. And then the next is classroom management challenges. So the teacher will have this challenge because the students will do research and project in group. So the teacher has to, keep attention to the students. The teacher needs to observe the students really. And then students are asked to develop their automatic learning, right? And it's so difficult. So that's why the teacher must manage the classroom well. And then the next is assessment is complex. Assessment is complex. Like I said before, PGBL needs many assessments. Like when you want to implement this PGBL, you have to provide many assessments. You have to prepare it well. And you have to assess it for each student. So it needs more focus to prepare the assessment. And then next is some learners struggle with independence or autonomy. PGBL needs you to do everything by yourself. Like you have to involve the self-regulated learning. But not all students can do that. So it's still found that some learners still struggle with independence or autonomy. So this is one of the challenge of PGBL. And the last is limited resources in some contexts. So we still found that there are limited resources in some contexts, maybe like in PGBL is implemented in rural areas or a school that still doesn't have more facility. And the last is assessment in PGBL. It's more specific. What assessment that we have to prepare in PGBL? First is combination of formative and summative assessment. So there's a combination. Formative, when the students do the project, we have to assess it in class. And for summative, like the product itself, the content and the language in the product. And then use of rubrics, process of plus product. The easiest way to solve this challenge is by using rubric assessment, because you only have to checklist like that, not giving like the score by seeing the student. And then peer assessment and self-assessment. So they can the students will have reflection of what they have done in the project. So it needs to peer assessment and self-assessment, and also their friend can assess their works too. And then the last is teacher feedback on language skills plus project outcomes or content. So teacher also give feedback, not only assess. So give feedback to the language skills that they have done in the project, and also the project outcomes. What is the content of the project? The teacher must assess it. Okay, so the next examples of EBLC after the conclusion will be explained by Karin.
Okay, here are some examples of PGBL in English classroom. There are 3 examples in our PPT. The first is student can create a whole brochure or video project. It means that student can create a travel brochure or promotional video about tourism in Indonesia. And this integrates writing, speaking, and creativity. And the second is students can create a digital magazine or collaborative storybook like storytelling, which combines writing, reading, and presentation skill. And third is environmental awareness project. This integrates
writing student can do an environmental awareness project where they research an issue and present the solution in English. Okay, here are information for ELT. PGBL I mean, has several important implications for English teaching. It helps students build communicative competence since they use English in meaningful context, and it also can support content and language integration learning, or we call as ELIL, and also prepares learners for real-world communication. And the last is fit well. PBL can fit well with curriculum Merdeka and 21st century education goals. Okay, here some recent study. There are four articles that we found related with PGBL. There are Al-Mula. The result is PGBL improves collaborative, disciplinary, interactive, and authentic learning, leading to stronger students' engagement. And the second is by Rahardi, 2023. The result is 97.5% student improve English, mainly in writing, and 100% improve 21st century skills, critical thinking, collaboration. And the issue is motivation, time, and teamwork. And the third article by McCree, 2019 until 2024. The result is PGBL, enhanced speaking fluency, self-confidence, vocabulary, and critical thinking. Active like videos, role-plays, presentation, and effectiveness. And last is Australia, 2014. The result is PGBL links real-world problem to learning, developing critical thinking, cooperation, creativity. And the challenge is lack of training or resources. Okay, the last is conclusion. Project-based learning, or PGBL, is a powerful and effective method in English teaching. It shifts the focus from teacher-centered instruction to student-centered exploration through solving authentic problem in the real-world project. And PGBL encourage or support collaboration, creativity, and critical thinking, and also real-world language use. And by PGBL, we not only help students improve their English proficiency, but also prepare them with important life skill for the future they need to succeed today in the future. Yeah, thank you.
That's all the presentation from us. Thank you very much. Now is question and answer. If you have some question, you can ask.
ngerti itu kayak sing ngerti nggak? Ngomong.
Okay, so for your information too, you know IE. So there is a leading international organization which is BIE, Bach Institute for Education. It's a leading international organization which is the purpose is to create the good PGBL. So when you want to know the rubric and how to implement it, the example of lesson plan for PGBL, you can access this website.
It is
BIE.
Yeah.
Only for PGBL.
Can you share it? Can you share it?
The link ya.
With the group?
Ya later on lah, later on it's okay lah.
Yeah, use it for another.
Okay, I will send it to the group.
Thank you.
So you can, PBL works. But PBL is PBL, not problem based learning,
Mhm.
because actually the term is same, right? Project based rubric. So you can.
The rubric ya.
Oh, no. Yeah, this is the yeah.
There's like designing lane. Beginning with the teacher, developing the teacher.
It's not the rubric for assessment, yeah. It's rubric for teaching project based learning well.
Is it like the level of BBL?
Yeah, there is.
So
Is it like stages or level? Or beginning, developing,
Yeah.
gold standard?
Uh-huh. This organization is like train teacher to implement the PGBL well. So for the beginning PGBL teacher, or do you wanna implement this PGBL? Do you want to be gold standard PGBL teacher? This is like the guidance.
how did you find this web?
Because when I searched the reference for this PGBL, it also states PGBL, and then I searched it, and then and I've already known this.
I have what?
I've already known this.
But I think for project-based learning, most of the time we use rubric, right? Because usually we use it during apa ya? Bukan yang mau di ujian praktek, right? Because it's like you have said before that it's quite difficult to implement it during like the usual class. So usually we do it on ujian praktek.
This PGBL is mostly like based on the history that is explained by Lika.
Kapan?
The first implementation is for medical engineering and mostly in that scope. Yeah, scope.
Like science, right?
Yeah,
Inside of the
science.
class.
And then nowadays it can be implemented to anything.
So, what do you think if, as like our subject is English, right? We are as an English teacher in the class, as we know know that we just follow the module, is it okay if we use the PGBL?
Yeah.
Because as we know, when we use PGBL, it's kind of for the assessment, it's different rather than we use the other methods, right? So what do you think about it? Is it still okay if we use this kind of method?
For me, I think that's on the like depends on the teacher. If the teacher know the situation in the class is not really suitable by implementing the module, and then the teacher think that PGBL can increase the student engagement well by implementing this. Yeah, it depends on the teacher. Like the explanation of.
So we can adapt between, so we can mix it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like PGBL and CBLT can mix. CLIL and yeah, PGBL.
So what? Okay, thank you. So what about if the assessment itself?
Ini yang Kak Nabila.
Oh, still use this?
Yeah.
No, I mean for the example we use both between the method PGBL and CIL apa
Kalau misalnya.
ya.
So I think that is why then there is like rubric for making rubric.
Oh yeah.
Is it? Iya kan ada rubric for making rubric. Yeah.
As a guidance.
Okay, let's see. Can you make it bigger? Okay, that's great.
Ini yang tak tanya deh, kayak nilai quality of life, terus habis itu quality of criteria, terus information dan jadi ini penilaian assessment-nya ya.
Actually, it's also flexible, so depends on the student's need. Like, if you want to improve their fluency skills in speaking, you can add many aspects of fluency in your review.
Kecilan. Apa? Kecilan.
PGBL itu berarti yang di-assess tuh final project-nya atau
Depends,
setelah
I think.
project selesai itu ada tes lagi untuk mengetahui kemampuan. Katanya kan tadi PGBL tuh learning through the project dulu ya, learning through the project. Berarti setelah project itu apakah perlu tes lagi nanti?
Reflection.
I think for the assessment through the process and the last project,
Yeah.
as
Both of them,
teacher
yeah.
can be assessed from it because the last project can be one of
The criteria.
that,
The criteria.
that can be the criteria for the teacher to assess the student's ability.
But if it is in the international curriculum, whether it is Cambridge or Pearson, project is just like a showcase. So we use it as an additional score. Yeah, as an additional score. So for the assessment to measure whether or not they understand, we use like assessment, like the written assessment. So it's just like a showcase. So I think that it's dependent. It is very flexible, right? I think if it is project based.
So means that we couldn't use this for a daily, right? Daily assessment when we talk about not in the international school or whatever, but as like in the government school.
Yes, if the teacher has a lot of energy to assess.
Yeah, because when we talk about the PGBL, it's difficult for
Yeah,
us
that's
to
true.
assess the students because when we use the PGBL means that the output is only if I'm not sure with my argument, so you can interrupt me if I'm wrong. What else? Oh yeah, thank you.
Kamu malah ke distract ya. The
When we
output.
use the output of this PGBL exactly it's to show up the student's ability in writing or speaking only. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Huh.
that's true.
Oh,
That is why Kak Lubaba said that it is more suitable for like science, engineering. Kayak bahasa apa yang mau di showcase gitu?
Oh, ada.
we can.
Dari 4 skill itu, PGBL-nya itu adalah kayak conversation gitu.
Yeah,
The skill, right?
yeah.
The skill.
Jadi itu adalah produknya, guys. Tidak melulu
Produk.
writing itu udah writing aja, enggak. Jadi setiap skill itu sudah ada produknya. Jadi kalau misalnya kalau kayak speaking, produknya ya itu tadi video aja. Tidak
Simple ya?
Iya, simple buat kita. Karena memang kan pemikirannya produk apa sih buat pengajar bahasa gitu kan? No, nah tidak harus science gimana ya. Jadi ya kalau speaking ya pakai dari video itu tadi gitu aja. As simple itu saja untuk mengajar bahasa. Gitu.
Kalau di TK aku dulu tuh, iya kayaknya itu PGBL tuh ada showcase, kayak ada project nanti di akhir itu anak-anak itu akan jualan ke parentsnya.
Okay. I
Itu
see.
project kita tuh di situ guys. Jadi kayak mereka conversation itu udah project kita, gitu.
Oh,
Jadi
like-
mereka bikin mind mapping aja itu sudah project kita gitu.
So-
Tapi mind mapping dari mungkin dari reading gitu.
For example, like P5 is like the real implementation of PGBL, ya.
P5 itu adalah kumpulan project dari semua skills gitu. Jadi dikumpulin kan. Jadi di show up gitu. As simple gitu sih.
Iya, kita mikirnya terlalu advance ya, kayak something that is very big. Iya.
Karena kita mikirnya apa sih di bahasa kalau nggak menulis mengarang itu kan abot ya. Nggak, as simple itu aja sih. It's all.
Interesting ya.
Yes. Ya, bikin poster gitu aja, bikin video gitu aja.
Ini presentation also PGBL.
Presentation itu ya PGBL. So we are doing PGBL right now.
Always, right?
Every week. Now the forest of PGBL you can see on the process and the skill that we use, the students use.
We also have MPL. No, I think it's enough. Enough, Kak? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you for your attention. That's all from our presentation. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam. It's very interesting, Kak.